However, the Nigerian government and the Finnish government actually has no extradition treaty. And while Simon Ekpa will actually remain in the Finland custody up until May 2025, the report which actually stipulated that Finland government will definitely be suing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has turned out to not be true, exponentially disclosing further that the Finland government is going about its activity with its investigation.
The Afghan flag is flying high in Lahti, Helsinki. The Afghan flag flying high.
This is 5555.
Yeah?
This is 5555.
Look at it. Who is telling you they are arresting people? This is the Afghan flag. Yeah? Yes.
All hail Biafra! All hail the United States of Biafra! Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We made it. We made it. That's why we are Biafrans. What we did, we shocked them. We shocked the world. We shocked the zoo government. We shocked the zoo government. This is to show the world that what we do is not determined by an individual. And there was a reason Biafrans decided to shock the zoo, and we did it. Because of the history of this Biafra Republic government in exile and de facto, because of the lies and some of these little things they did to our PM, we can't trust nobody. We can't. Don't trust me. I'm not begging nobody to trust me. Yeah. And I'm not going to trust you, you know. But we, as Biafran, we are going to start to learn to trust each other. So, on behalf of our Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Obatobie, the Peace Ambassador, Anunkan Kampi, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, we Biafrans, we thank you and we greet you for bringing freedom to the United States of Biafra. Finland says, with their local zoo agents hanging around Finland, that our Prime Minister is inciting us. Inciting is the word. And they think if he doesn't talk to us, if they take away his phone, if they don't allow him to talk to any of us, then we are not going to be incited, right? That was their thought, right? That was their mentality. Just like the zoo thought that when they take Onyendu and lock him up, we are not going to talk about Biafra anymore. Nobody is going to say anything about our freedom anymore. That is their mentality. So that little children's mentality that went into the Nigerian zoo government is now seeping into Finland somehow. But we have a message for them. If I am gone today, there are people that will be more deadly than me that will rise up to move this struggle.
The pilot, all the supporters of Simon Ekpa, yeah? He also Simon Ekpa, I believe from them as Simon Ekpa arrest. Also na Kolu na ako maka 500,000 amount tank ugu ya no on 2nd December. After 2nd December until mfu Simon Ekpa ka aka onya share na aka ma ụkwụ believe on eji this game on dey play game ụmụazị ịma na nche ide nwe ovula eke Simon Ekpa na-agba ọsọ maka 2nd of December that Biafra us no ye declare because no ga amọ tank go war jet go nke nwa also ka ọ na-agba onye we local champion is Sabotua and most of you na-enwe sympathy na-eji Simon Ekpa ọ na-ejide Deportation ya eje ebe ahụ
Right now, there is a lot happening as regards Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa was arrested, and it is not the Nigerian government that took him in. It is actually the country that he is citizen of, Finland. They took him in, and the allegation borders on activities surrounding terrorism. In fact, funding and money laundering and a lot of things. There's so many. Simon Ekpa will be tried in a court next year. That's 2025. But there is something that I'm hearing here. Something such as, give us Barabbas, take Jesus. Take Jesus, give us Barabbas. What am I saying? Southeast residents are saying that Simon Ekpa must answer for his atrocities. But they need Nnamdi Kanu, that Nnamdi Kanu should be released, that Simon Ekpa can rot in jail, that Simon Ekpa is empty, that Simon Ekpa is not even as intelligent or as vicious as Nnamdi Kanu. This is coming from different quarters, and we will be getting deep into the nitty-gritty of this matter. Will Simon Ekpa's arrest reduce insecurity and tension in the Southeast? Some are saying that Simon Ekpa was very reckless in his utterances and actions, and that he should be allowed to pay for all of this, the insecurity that he caused. Some are saying that federal government caused the security crisis in the Southeast, and that they know what to do, but they should release to them Nnamdi Kanu. Well, residents in Enugu are saying a lot. Now, the arrest of the leader of the autopilot, a group that claimed to be infiltrated by the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Simon Ekpa, was received with joy in the Southeast. After the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, this is because his group had hijacked the original peaceful activities of IPOB and turned them into violence, kidnapping, maiming, destroying properties of residents of the Southeast region. This is coming from Enugu residents. This is coming from Igbos, Imo, Anambra. They are the ones saying this. They said that he manipulated his destructive followers through social media and called for illegal sit at home, resulting in violent enforcement by his followers. He gained more notoriety when he called for the boycott of Nigeria's 2023 general elections. So when the information filtered into Nigeria that the Finnish authorities arrested him for alleged international terrorism-related offense, the people of the region heaved a sigh of relief. His arrest was received with joy in the Southeast. However, the question remains a huge one, a big question. Is his arrest and trial going to restore peace and security in the devastated region? Residents of Ebonyi State lauded the arrest of Simon Ekpa. Some of the residents of Abakaliki who spoke to us called for Ekpa's extradition and for him to be prosecuted in Nigeria. They insisted that Simon Ekpa should pay for the many lives and properties lost in the Southeast following his reckless utterances and actions. They also alleged that he has committed grave atrocities against the people of the region through his violent speeches, inciting videos, and declaring a sit-at-home at will. If you go to Punch newspaper, Vanguard, and some other newspaper in the southeast of Nigeria, majority of them are saying the same thing. Now, a businessman at Abakaliki International Market, Elias Wibo, said Ekpa has caused several atrocities and havoc in the zone without considering the implications to the ordinary citizens. He believes that his arrest will restore peace to the zone as his lieutenants, foot soldiers, and field marshals will be on the run. Weibo urged the stakeholders and governors of the zone to use this opportunity to champion the crusade for peace and give all the agitators a chance to embrace peace, restore security in the zone. According to him, he said he is happy that Simon Ekpa has been arrested by the Finnish authorities over his involvement in terrorism activities. He said if it were Nigeria that took him, they would have said, oh, Igbo, oh, it's a Yoruba government and all of that. He said now it's a neutral government that arrested him. That before they arrested him, they must have checked, they must have looked at the activities of Simon Ekpa and they compared and contrasted it. According to him, he said if you go to Simon Ekpa's Twitter handle, you will see various videos of harmed and incognito, anonymous, meaning their faces are covered. You see armed men with certain kind of weapons. And this is enough to show to the Finnish government who had trained Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa had joined the military in Finland. To them, they believe that he's using the knowledge that he had gained to kind of create that formation of violence in Nigeria. According to Biafrans, they said, we are all Biafrans and we want to break from the present Nigeria due to maltreatment, but we have to follow due process. But Simon Ekpa wanted to RIP us, RIP everybody through his voice notes and videos from the comfort of his home in Finland, which is children. Nothing is scratching them, itching them in Finland. We have asked him to return to Nigeria like Nnamdi Kanu did. Return first. If they are now after your life and you escape, which is a natural thing, then we will say, okay, it's a different thing. But you cannot stay over there calling for breakup of Nigeria whilst you are there commanding and enjoying money. This is coming from Southeasterners, Igbos. Simon Ekpa cannot stay in Finland where there is a well-constituted government to direct what will be happening in Nigeria. He is an individual. Nigerians have been asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, and the Nigerian government has been giving deaf ears to the call. So Simon Ekpa's arrest will not solve the insecurity problems in Nigeria or in the southeast of Nigeria. This is coming from Methodist Archbishop of Okigwe, Archdiocese, and Bishop of Okigwe Diocese, Most Reverend Livinus Onuaga. He said the problem of insecurity in the region was caused by the federal government that renditioned Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and continued to detain him despite court orders to the contrary. If the federal government desires peace in the southeast, let them release Nnamdi Kanu. According to him, the arrest and trial of Simon Ekpa in faraway Finland will not solve the problem. Why can't Nnamdi Kanu be released? He asked. Why should he be held for this number of years? What did he do to warrant the kind of treatment being given to him? The courts of competent jurisdiction have discharged and acquitted him. Why is he still in detention? Clamping down on the Igbos will never solve the problem of Nigeria. Rather, it will continue to aggravate the problem of the country, wittingly or unwittingly. When you are dealing with an innocent person, maltreating him, you are invariably holding yourself captive. And that is what is affecting Nigeria. They think it is only the southeast that is suffering because of the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu. Well, no. The subsequent security crisis, it is affecting other parts of the country in one way or the other. When you are holding down an Igbo man, thinking you are harming him, he's busy finding alternative ways to wriggle himself out of the maltreatment. Nigeria as a country is therefore holding itself captive by maltreating Igbo. The earlier the case of Igbo in Nigeria is settled, the better for the Nigerian nation. I will continue to say that unless the sun is allowed to rise from the east, the problem in this country called Nigeria will continue and Nigeria will remain in darkness. The more you prevent the sun from rising from the east, the more this nation will be in darkness. The nation can only get up when you allow the sun to rise from the east. Free Nnamdi Kanu and the insecurity of the southeast will vanish. Coming from Archbishop Onuaga. Now, what are the residents saying? What are they saying again? Egbu, a resident in Abakaliki, he has this to submit. He has this to say. And even, come, let's think of it. Let us think of this. He said, arrest of Nnamdi Kanu is on one side. Now, the arrest of Simon Ekpa will not bring physical or immediate peace in the southeast without the release of Nnamdi Kanu and also having stakeholders sit down to talk to each other. The governors and other stakeholders in the southeast need to come together and convene a security summit where Igbo problems will be discussed holistically. We should come together to discuss the Igbo problem to find lasting peace in our zone. Some persons are fighting for Igbo ideology, which should be in the interest of the people, but some people are being sentimental about it. There are signs of division among Igbo stakeholders. They should organize a summit where Igbo problems will be discussed and trashed once and for all. A vulcanizer in Owerri, Emeka Anosike, said, Ekpa should be made to pay for his evil actions. Well, Anosike regretted that the region lost so much as a result of Ekpa's act. He said Ekpa should pay for the damages he has caused in the southeast. His arrest will prove to his supporters that he is not above the law as he makes them believe. How can somebody live in Finland and continue to destroy the southeast in the name of fighting for Biafra, he asked. Traditional ruler of the autonomous community, Umuahia North Council, Eze Philip, thinks that the arrest of Simon Ekpa is not the solution to the insecurity and search for peace in the region. Rather, what is needed is the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. He said, arrest of Ekpa won't solve the insecurity in the southeast. I think it will rather increase it. We are talking of releasing Nnamdi Kanu, but the government has not done anything about it. Even though Ekpa has made a lot of utterances that I don't support, I don't think his arrest or repatriation will bring any solution. Rather, it will worsen things. We don't want the continuous killing of anybody, whether security operatives or civilians. If the federal government wants peace to be restored in the southeast, they should release Nnamdi Kanu ASAP. Now, former commissioner in Abia State, Prince Emeka Okafor, also believes that Nnamdi Kanu's release will restore peace and security in the region. He said the region can come out of this ugly menace if Nnamdi Kanu is released from detention, and he urged the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, free Nnamdi Kanu. A lot of people are saying a lot of things. Some people said his activities were violent and cannot bring development. Rather, violence brings about retrogression and stagnation, destruction of lives and property. Could you imagine the number of people who were killed in cold blood due to his violent and reckless activities? His activities have destroyed the economy and businesses of the Igbo, known for their tenacity. That Simon Ekpa should be made to pay for all the sufferings that he has caused. Well, I don't know what your thoughts are as regards this. Drop your comments. Drop your comments about it. See you in the next update.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel, and if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.